Yo, 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 my Star Citizens and Noob Gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Menix. And in today's episode, I'm going to be going out in the EPTU again. And I'm going to be doing some salvage. And today what I'm going to look at is the new changes to salvage where they've now got more accuracy so you can get a better yield and faster breakdown time of mulching cargo depending on which part of the area you're looking at. So you've got to get it into a sweet spot. I'm also going to look at the tractor beam and why that's a good addition to be able to have the tractor beam on the Vulture. I'm going to also change one of the heads on the Vulture to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you cargo boxes that you can now buy up to 8 SCU. And I'm going to show you a quick way to get into Hurston. There was a video put out by Mr. O who showed how to get to the business district quicker. He parked a Carrack at the spaceport on some pads and then took a snub fighter and parked that snub fighter near the business district. The problem with that is it's going to clog up that area with ships and it's not going to be good gameplay for everybody else. So I'm going to show you a different way, which is probably just as quick, and you will end up paying about 2,000 in a fine. But that's about it, and I'll show you how to do that as well at the end of the video. I'll put timestamps in so you guys can jump to these places. And yeah, so we hope you like this video, guys. If you do like this video, don't forget to hit that pointer, tickle that like button for us. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe notification for more videos as we drop them. We're absolutely loving every one of you guys. We've just hit 5,000 subs and absolutely loving that you guys are on this journey with us in a year and a half. 5,000 subs and almost 1 million views. Absolutely loving it. And so let's get into this one, guys. Let's get some salvaging done. The code dropping down at the moment is a code we picked at random from our comment section. If you want your code to drop down, if you have subbed to the channel, just leave your code in the comment section and we'll pick one at random. And for those people that are new, if you use that code when you create a new account at RSI, then you will get 5,000 credits and you'll push them people up in the rankings once you buy the game itself. So let's get into this one, guys. Also, a quick note, guys, I've recorded this video and when I looked back at it, I realised there was no sound from the game itself. I don't know why. When I rechecked my settings, it was all set. I went to re-record the video the next day, but there was an update and for some reason CIG have put these weird arrow place markers on the Vulture's mining head things, and it just looks stupid. These big orange arrows doing some weird stuff, and so I didn't like the look of that. So what I opted to do was to take this one instead without the sound, and I'm just going to put some music in the background and try and make this a quick video. In it, like drinks and stuff like that. But now they've got these 1 SCU boxes and up to 8 on it. I don't know the prices. I'm going to check this out now. So let's go to utility, see if they're in there. So we've got a 1 SCU, which is 2K, 4K for a 2, 8K for a 4, and 16K for an 8. Now, so I'm going to quick buy each one of these. So each one of these is now into my inventory, so that's good. And what I'm also going to look at here as well is personal weapons. Can we pick up the other thing? There we are. So I've never had this max lift tractor beam, so I'm going to pick up this battery and this tractor beam. 19K! Wow, that's expensive. That's expensive. Wow. Now, there's no need for these boxes if you've got stuff in your ship, but obviously with cargo hangers coming and stuff like that, that's what it's going to be in line for. Putting your stuff in your cargo, in the cargo hangers. Because I think the ultimate aim is to get rid of this local here, and it's just going to be a cargo hanger, and then you have to go down to your cargo hanger and you'll have these boxes and stuff like that to do stuff with instead, which will be better, I think. So guys, I'm going to put up a website here and I'll put a link in the description, and it's basically about the best places to salvage, the signatures you're going to be looking for, and where to buy the mining heads or salvage heads and stuff like that. And it's Monster Red Gaming, and they do a mining one, but now they've got this salvage one as well, and it'll tell you all the different spawn places for things for your refineries and stuff like that, and the stuff that you want to salvage, the different ships you want to salvage, and whether they're panels or not. And then they've got the different module matrix here, so the price of it, its diameter, so 6 meters is diameter, so it's a bigger diameter. It's about the same speed as the cinch, so it's about the same as the main ones. The speed on the S2 is different because we're not looking at the speed on the S2. The efficiency, which is as good as the abrade, and the collection area, the massive collection area. So that's what we're looking at there. And the places you can buy it here. So we just bought it from Port Tressler. We could have got it from Noobs and Amiga Pro, but here's all the other places you can go and get it. And then here's your scan signals, your IR and your CS and RS scan signals. So different types of ships, or whether it's auto detect, or whether it's panels, or whether it's asteroids. So we'll look at that as well while we're out there. It's harder to go and just pick up any scraps. It's not so much the panels, they're quite a lot of them. There's quite a lot of panels, but the ships are harder to get. And generally, I'll just end up picking up missions, which means it's going to cost me money to actually pick up a mission, so I'm going to lose out on profit. So here I am, guys, heading over to Platinum Bay at Port Tressler, and I'm going to pick up these modules now for the mining laser. I'm going to pick up the trawler one, so it's going to give me a better rip rate and stuff like that, and size when I'm doing my salvaging. So I'm going to pick that up here. It's going to cost me about 12k, and then I'll add that to the ship. Utilities then. External fuel tank scrap beam. And it's 1.6, which is not bad actually for two of those. One we'll buy two for just short of £3,000. And those will be in my inventory now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store the ship, and you have to make sure your ship is stored before you can access this. And then we'll press F1 and we're going to go to the vehicle manager here. We're going to pick the Vulture, and then what we'll do is we're going to change these modules here, and we'll do that over at, not this section, they're the heads themselves. So we need to go over to utility, and from utility here we can then pick the scraper heads here, the trawler scraper heads. So I'm going to change the cinch one because I'll keep the two abrades. Normally I will change the two abrades and buy 3 of these, but I'm just going to change the cinch one for this one because it's only a single one. And I'll show you basically grabbing with the tractor beam and using the cinch itself, or should I say the trawler itself. So we'll do that. We're going to change this one here to the trawler, and then we'll save them changes there. And that's that done. So I just want to show you these couple of things. So the amount of times I've done this, I've come up and I've maybe had my mining lasers out or something like that and not realised how close I am to a ship. I'm gonna plug them in just in case I end up breaking them. But I've not realised how close I am to a ship, and then I've ended up hitting it, boom, like that, and then it started floating off. And I've been then having to try and salvage it or bump into it again or something like that. But what we've got now is, if I pull my mining head out, I can press left, Alt, and A, and I now have a tractor beam. We now have the tractor beam. Oh, that's not the tractor beam. Let me change that. So we've got the tractor beam. We now have the tractor beam. So I can now pull that back in and save it from moving. The other good thing we've got here as well is I can press R and I can rotate this around as I want. Say I want it there, I can say, okay, I want that there. And if I'm going to hit it again, what I could do is I could press G on my keyboard, and as you'll see now, that's locked this here, but it hasn't locked this side. So now if I press left, Alt, and D, that will stop me turning off and on the tractor beam, but I can turn on and off this mining head here, or salvage head. And because it's not locked, I can move it around with the gimbal. So let me fire that and show you. So now I can just press G on that, unlock it, and just, you see how this one can be gimbaled, but the tractor beam stays still. So that's a real good use for the tractor beam there. There we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Alt and W, and apparently there's 2.8 to scrape on here. But apparently the more off you are with this, the less you'll get from it. So let's break it down. Done a bit different with it, haven't they? More enveloped now. So there we are. And then the cargo, I think, will fall out of that. So now if we switch to the disintegration one, apparently you've got to be more accurate with it, but I can't see how this is working with the accuracy. There doesn't seem to be an accuracy on it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything to do with accuracy on it. Oh, that's what it is. The closer you are to the center, the faster it will do it. That's what it is. Let's switch that out. So you'll see the closer you are, the faster it goes. So if we take this one first, you'll also notice here it has a 19 or a minus 19% reduction there. And what you have to do is find the sweet spot, which I'll show you in a minute, to bring that reduction down. The closer we get, the faster it'll go. As you see how quick that went with. So that's the new updates they've done basically. The closer you are to that circle, and then you see there. So if I go to this one, it's moving slowly when I'm here. But then the moment I get close to that circle, it goes faster. And if I move off it, it then goes back slow. Move off it, it goes faster. So that's what the new mechanics are in it. Get 33 from that one. You're gonna get 4.5 from that one, minus 19%. Not too sure why that. Minus 19%. 4.8 from that one. Minus 8%. So you see, the closer we get, the percentage is going up. So we're going to get full here. So if I take that off, we got a percentage here. And if I think we can then pull this around. So we're going to get 19% less from that back one there. So I want to try and get as close as I can to this one. So I'm going to get full from this one. See how it gets faster the closer I get to that centre there. And I'm going to get more percentage, whereas I'm losing 18% on the one behind it because of where it is. So let's turn that off and get closer so we get that percentage down. There we are. So we're going to get full percent now, full +5. See, I'm going to get more from it now by being in a more favourable area. Even though my hopper and that's full now, actually if I take that off, I can move some of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is go downstairs and I'm going to start ejecting some of the other material. So let's just eject. Have they changed these? Can we get bigger boxes? No. And no. So we've got 13, we've got 10, which is construction, and 2, which is recycled material. That's construction materials. I'm trying to stack everything so everything's right on each other. So what's left in there, that one now, is just a mixture of both together, as you see there. So we can't eject that one. But we're pretty much full. So what I'm going to do is fill the hopper again because there's something else I want to try here. There we are. So we're going to get 4.8 from this, and we're going to get a bonus, I think, +5, +6. There we are, +5, +6 there. So we'll get that bonus as well. 7, So we got a bonus, 6.1. So that said 4.8, but we got a bonus because of how close we was. So we say here, and we'll look at the bonuses as well we get here. So there's 11 in this one, and we've already got 6, so that should give us more than enough. So let's switch these up. So let's start thinking about, so we've got 4.8 here. Let's get a better, so we've got 6.2 in the hopper. So we're going to get an 8% there if we get closer to it. An 8% if we get closer to it there. So let's get to where that 8% was. There, 9% there, 10% there. It's going to give us 4.8, 11%. So 13% there. So it all depends where you hit it, really. We've got 13% there. What about over here? We're going to get negatives. Over here, negatives again. Down here, negatives. So you've got to hit it in the sweet spot. So we're going to get a 15 there. So that's the biggest we've seen, a 15% jump by hitting it here, 16% jump here. So let's do that. Let's get that jump, 15% on it. $11.8. So we went up 5 point something, so yeah, it's that was a big, we got the extra percentage. So let's turn that off just to make sure we're not firing it for the next one. And where is the next one? There's 3%. Yeah, so 4.3 there, 4.8 there. Let's just take this one. Let's find that sweet spot. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 12, 13. So we've got a 12, 13 here, 14, 14 here. I saw an 18 then. 16, 17. So let's take the 17% there. It doesn't really matter because my hopper's going to be full, but it just shows you that you can get better accuracy. So they're looking at basically making it more work basically for you to do. Now what I could do is turn that off because I don't want to do that. But I could go down and move 4 of these boxes and then fill up again. So let's do that. Let's start ejecting this. I like this one better. So we've moved 4. Probably eject 1 more. I'm not going to auto eject the next one. Don't matter where that one goes, to be honest with you. That's it. Go up, fill the rest of the hopper, and then we'll go and try and sell this stuff. So here we go. Let's find the sweet spot again. 12, 13, 14, 12. Let's do it around here. Full. Filled it with 1. Crazy. I filled it with, well, not 1 because I moved 5, but yeah. So that's that. Let's go to a space station and go from there, basically. So here we are, guys, at Arkel 4, I think it is, one of the space stations or the Lagrange points where there's a refinery. You can see I'm in the admin office and I can't sell any material here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head downstairs, and this is where we're able to sell the construction material in the hopper. Now we can't sell the stuff that has already been taken out of the hopper, but we can sell the stuff that's in the hopper. So let's jump down to that. So here I am, guys, over at the refinery, and you've got to come over to the ore sales here. And because you've got stuff in your hopper, you're allowed to sell that here. So you'll see construction materials 13, and we're going to sell them at 12.86 each thousand. So we're going to make 163,000 on that. So we're going to be selling it at 12,000 per unit. So we'll sell that to the refinery and make ourselves some money. Yeah. So we sell that 163,000. And that's basically all that construction material that's in the hopper. So that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to Hurston, and I'm going to show you another way of getting to quick travel in Hurston. The video Mr. O showed the other day was him landing near the business district. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a different way where you don't have to land at all. You pay a 2,000 you credit fine, which is not too bad. 2,000 for valet parking, that's good. And that will give you a quick travel then too, and then you just got to get the tram to the places. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the boxes that I've got in the Vulture and what they would have gone for, and why we couldn't, and why we had to sell the stuff in the hopper, and it was just better to sell it in the hopper rather than the boxes. So let's go into this one, guys. So instead of coming in to land at the spaceport, which takes time to get your thing and all that stuff, there's some landing pads up here. As we start heading to these landing pads, we'll start getting this in a minute, a trespassing thing. So if we make it as though we're going to land on this pad here, we'll get a trespassing thing in a second. Now I've been targeted by another ship and I get fired at here. It's not the Hurston security that's firing at me, it's just another ship that's firing at me here. And I don't know which ship it is. But yeah, don't be alarmed, it's not the actual Hurston that's firing at you. We'll get impounded. And that's a quick way of getting in to the terminals. Oh. Let's get myself up off the floor. And so now we're basically in the airsops and our ship will be impounded. By the time we've come through all the train section and that and gone and sold the stuff, all of the timer would be gone. So if we do this, we'll see we've now got a fine. And the fines, I think, is 15 minutes, but the fine is like 5,000. So, but you can still sell from it. So what we're going to do is head down. We didn't have to land and all that stuff. So if you're worried about 30Ks and stuff like that, my crime stat is increased. So I'm able to come to this machine here and clear that, which is going to cost me a little bit of money, I think, because it was a trespassing, 2,000, so we'll pay that. So it cost me 2,000 to park, valet parking. And we want to go to, we want to go to the spaceport line. We don't want to go to the central business districts. We want to go to the metro centre where the hubs and everything are. And this may be full. It seems to be like they're not renewing these for some reason, or they didn't the other day, a couple of days back. So I don't know if people have stopped now, but we'll find out. So let's go to the Drake Vulture. And we can't sell this recycled material, that's fine. There's no demand for it, you see, here. But we do have 15 construction materials, which we'll sell at 12.47, which is the same we sold as the other stuff. But you'll see there's 20,000, but there's no demand. For some reason, the demand just doesn't seem to be letting up, and I don't know why. But there you are. So we would have made another, what did we have? 12 or something like that, I think. 15, I can't remember now. So we made 163 grand for the hopper being full with 13. So if we got another 13, we got 15. So 15 times, we would have made another 150, about another 180 grand, something like that. And then we would have had the two materials here, these two here as well, which we would have sold for another 14 grand on top of that. So we would have made about 400,000 on that little run we did. But there we are, guys. I've shown you a quick way to get into the business district or the metro centre by just getting impounded and paying the 2,000 credit fee. And like I say, when I go back to the space station, that either pay the 5,000 or just wait out the 15 minutes. By the time we get back, that'll be pretty much done anyway. So that's that, guys. That's the new changes in the Salvage. I'm liking the Salvage, but it would have been nicer if you could rip it apart and pull it in. But I'm not too bothered. I'm liking that they're at least making it more playable now that you have to be more accurate and you can get better yields by being in certain spots when you're firing it. And so that and also being able to sell your material from the hopper, which is really, really good, by taking that over to the refineries. So yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah. So we hope you liked this video, guys. If you did like this video, don't forget to take that pointer, tickle that like button for us. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe notification, and check out the description for all the good links in there as well. And we appreciate every single one of you guys hitting 5,000 subscribers. That's amazing. I can't believe it. Almost coming up to 1 million views as well, which is just it astounds me how we got to that point in just over a year and a half. So yeah, so take care, guys, and we'll see you guys out in the verse.